This week's pandemic pivot, our next guest took her passion of teaching music to babies and toddlers right in her own studio in Bedford-Stuyvesant. But when the pandemic hit, well, she turned to something creative and fun in a different way. A one-of-a-kind thrift store for the community. She joins us now. Everybody, please welcome founder of Lavender Blues Studio, Alex Branson. Good morning to you, aka Lady B.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I love what you're doing. So talk to us about how you got into really singing music to babies. I mean, they like to be soothed. We just talked about that.
Well, I got into baby singing. I call it baby singing. Back in 2012, after being a nanny for almost a decade. I just got back from London after being there for 7 years, and I wanted to just really connect with the children and teach families how to bond and have a really great connection with their babies. I always went to enrichment programs with children I looked after, and underneath somebody else's parachute, I knew that I could make a program that was as great, if not better, as all the programs that I had been to before.
And so I also hear that with the help of the community, right? Because this was such a big part of your focus, you were able to raise enough money to open your own space and kind of do this. So talk to us about the community input here.
Yeah, absolutely. When I decided after 8 years of hosting my classes in other people's businesses, I wanted a place of my own. I wanted to be in my own space. So I asked my community, I told them what I thought. I found a space, and within 5 weeks, we raised $10,000 to secure this location.
That's amazing, right? So you do all that, it's all up and running, everything's going as planned, and then COVID-19 comes. So you had to kind of pivot into doing Zoom classes to stay connected with those families before we get into the thrifting part. How is the Zoom class thing going?
Well, the Zoom classes, we translated into the Zoom classes almost immediately. We closed the doors to the studio on a Friday, and the following Monday, I was on Zoom and performing in front of the camera for the very first time. And while Zoom classes are wonderful and they're keeping us connected, the Lavender Blues community connected, I went from seeing about 150 bunnies, I call my students bunnies, a week, to about 15, 20. So I really had to think of another way to keep the studio because I wasn't going to lose it after only just getting it.
I call my co-anchors bunnies as well, so we have that in common. But where did you guys get the idea of pivoting then into this free thrift store, free being the key word here, and what do you have in it?
Well, we started the thrift store because right before we closed, we were about to do a clothing swap with people in the neighborhood. You bring what you have that your child grew out of, like a 2T, for example, and then you can pick up 3T. So right when we closed, I had all these children's clothes in the back. And I was going to sleep one night. I woke up in the middle, like midnight, with this great idea. I asked my wife, Tony Branson, who embroiders for her own company called Style is Freedom. So she learned how to embroider with an industrial commercial embroidery machine about 2 years ago with YouTube videos. Wow. So I said, wouldn't this be a wonderful way to keep on embroidering, keep on practicing? Yeah. We have all these clothes in the back that you can embroider, and then we can sell them. And we'll keep them really cheap so that anybody can get them. And all the clothes I got for free. So I felt like, well, the clothes are free. You're just paying for the embroidery.
Yeah, I think we have some images of the clothing. If we could throw them up on the screen for everybody to see at home. Yeah, there they are right there. So I just wanted to zero in there on that Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn part of this little outfit there because I missed it the first time. And I love this. I think it's just so unique. So tell me how people in the community have really been reacting. How are you getting them to come in?
Well, social media has been helpful because every time I think of something new, I go on my Instagram and my stories, Lavender Blues Music, and I talk to my community. So I told them about the thrift store. We started before we could open. It was still quarantine, so people weren't shopping yet. Yeah. We started giving away daily giveaways on our Instagram. So we would put up an outfit. People would DM us, and we would, if it was in the 5 boroughs, we would ship it to you for free. If you were outside the 5 boroughs, you just had to pay $10 for shipping. So that started the the giving of free clothing away.
And so when the pandemic's over, right, are you going to, everybody's here with us now, when the pandemic's over, are you going to go back to doing your singing lessons, but also keep this up and running? 'Cause I think it's so vital now to the community. I think you've really found something.
Well, I will always be the baby singer. Singing and doing classes is the most important thing for me. I want to educate every child. I want them to start their life with me. But as for the thrift store, it will absolutely keep on going. What a nice little bonus when you come to the studio, which is big enough to host classes and still have the thrift store in the front. So we will always have something for the community, and I love giving stuff away.
Lady
I always give
we
stuff
love
away.
you.
So we definitely will keep that giving going.
Ah, I love it. We love it. Oh, the bunnies are all here. And do you want to sing?
Do I want to sing?
Put you on the spot. What do you got?
Leonard Skinnerd.
Well, I got, hey everybody, how old are you? Used to be 1, now you're going on 2. What you gonna do when you hit 3? Strut into pre-K, wait and see.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Lady B.
Pre-K, here I come.
Love it. On the spot. What you're doing is vital for the community. I love it. I love it. What was your Instagram again?
My Instagram is Lavender Blues Music.
We love it.
And the thrift store Instagram is SIF Embroidery.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, this is right here.
Congrats.
Well done.
Congratulations, Lady B. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for pivoting and finding another calling. What you're doing is really good stuff. Stay safe,
Well,
too,
thank
okay?
you so much for having me. And you know what? Everybody can join us now that our classes are virtual. You just got to go to my website,
All right.
lavenderbluesmusic.com.
There you go. Lady B, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And that does not mean
Thank
OG.
you very
It is
much.
not an